It's Wednesday, August 6th. Tonight we'll show you the newest gadget used in some schools. Will it improve test scores? Next on North Carolina Now.
North Carolina Now is made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you who invite you to join them in supporting UNCTV.
Additional funding for the Mexico series is provided by the William and Flora Hewlett Foundation.
Hello everyone, I'm Esther Vida in for Shannon Vickery. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight on North Carolina Now, dozens of high school students are using something in class that's usually against the rules, and their teachers could not be happier. We'll also visit with Dean Jim Dean of the UNC Keenan Flagler Business School, and later it's part 3 of our series on Mexico. Kelly McCullen takes a look at illegal immigration from the other side of the border. But first, smartphones. This spring, algebra students in 4 high schools used something that's usually off limits in the classroom, and it helped them get to a mathematical success. North Carolina is the only state in the country to try out this new math program. Rob Holliday has the story from Onslow County.
Okay guys, you need to be taking out your phones.
What was that? This is a high school algebra class. No way we heard that correctly.
Okay guys, you need to be taking out your phones.
Not only get out your phones, but turn them on and use them right there in front of the teacher. While they may seem like they're pushing classroom decorum backward, these high-tech phones are actually helping these 9th grade algebra students make some serious progress at Jacksonville's Southwest Onslow High School.
I have 2 Algebra 1 classes, and I can tell you that these students are scoring on average about 10 points higher than the other class.
And Suzette Cleaver says when it all adds up, the smartphones have a whole lot to do with it. Her class is one of 4 in North Carolina taking part in Project K-Nect. It's a pilot program funded with a $1 million grant from cell phone manufacturer Qualcomm.
Anytime you can put technology in the hands of students, you're going to build their success, you're going to build their academic knowledge. They're used to having a cell phone in their hands. They are used to being able to message their peers, and now we're letting them do it academically.
Go back to where you were.
The project kicked off with the start of the spring semester, and it's transformed the way the students are learning.
I was actually ecstatic because I'm not very good at math, and this really will help me to become better at it, because math's always been a real challenge for me, especially word problems.
Which Megan McAllister and her classmates now solve with the help of their smartphones, which also allow students to wirelessly use the internet. As part of their lesson plans, the students visit a website to download math problems, then work to solve them.
After they read the problem set and they start to solve it, they have areas on the phone using the keypad that's on the phone where they will actually type in, this is how you solve the problem, and this is the solution that I got.
Remember what you have to do at this point.
In one of the class's recent exercises, they needed to calculate how a runner's age would impact the amount of time it took him to run 3.1 miles. With animations on their smartphones and other instructional help, the students solved the problem and learned the concept of the slope of a line in the process.
Lindsay, do you have an explanation why it would be going up?
The phones also feature several built-in study aids to help guide the students to the right answers, even if they're having trouble figuring them out.
It's more than just like plain black and white on a paper. It's like you can interact with it. You can feel it, touch it.
That interaction and a chance to use something they're so dialed into on a daily basis is giving the students new reasons to be excited about what they're learning.
Teachers have always talked about being able to motivate students and getting them excited about learning. And I think when you take a tool that they're comfortable with and that they know and use daily, it's just second nature to them.
Lauren, call me back.
While they're used extensively to solve problems using the internet in class, the devices are still full-functioning cell phones. The students can use them to make calls and send text messages.
You get like 900 voice minutes a month, and I think 200 text messages.
Which allow the phones that are changing the way the students learn in the classroom to also transform the way they do their homework.
It's really helpful because I can talk to people in my class and other people in other classes when I don't understand or if I forget the homework. So it's much easier for me.
Thanks to technology, the students and their teacher are able to connect at home just like they do in the classroom.
Students will get on the phones and they will ask questions both to myself and the other students. It provides them with instant feedback. And many times if the child works on their homework at say 3 or 4 in the afternoon and they don't understand what they're doing or they have questions, then by the next day, many times they forget what it is that they don't even understand.
The phones are also reducing some of the anxieties about speaking up during class.
On the cell phone, they are much more apt to ask questions and much more apt to participate.
The smartphones are fully capable of doing many things, and teachers and school administrators can monitor how each one is being used to keep the students away from inappropriate places.
The problem gave you a couple of order pairs.
As successful as the phones have become in this algebra class, there's still a very important variable in this equation.
What happens next, we don't know. That's been a question that I've asked from the very beginning.
In Onslow County and across the state, school leaders very much want to continue programs like Project K-Nect, but providing phones and phone service is expensive. Since they're part of a pilot study, the phones will be turned over in June.
We don't want it to end here. We have great hope that it will extend into other practices in our classrooms.
You want to make sure that you check that each night.
And if the early results of this project are any indication, cell phones may not be permanently cast as classroom contraband after all.
And besides Southwest Onslow High School, Dixon High School in Onslow County was also part of Project K-Nect, along with schools in Durham and Forsyth counties. All of the students' test scores are being carefully studied to help decide how the project should be carried out in the next few years.